let's go ahead and switch scenes, and let's go ahead and get this Dinosaur Planet thing started. This is my desktop. Obviously, you can't play this game on it. Well, I can't play this game on an actual N64. There is a way to do it, but I can't really do it right now. So why is Dinosaur Planet so important? Well, let me explain some of the history behind Dinosaur Planet and why I'm so excited to play this game. Dinosaur Planet was in development like right around the time the N64 was slowly starting to phase out. Rare had just released Conker's Bad Fur Day, and the very, very last game on the N64 was slated to be a game called Dinosaur Planet, developed by Rare. If you're not sure who Rare is, I'll give you a little bit of background information. Rare is just a wonderful developer for the N64. They've kind of fallen off a little bit lately, although Killer Instinct I heard was pretty good for the Xbox One. But some of the games they developed since leaving the N64, leaving Nintendo, have not really been all that well received. But back on the N64, it's like they couldn't do anything wrong. It seemed like every single time Nintendo released a game, Rare released a very similar game, and that game was generally better. For example, Mario 64 came out on the N64. It was a launch title. And then Rare came out with Banjo-Kazooie, which was a kind of a better game in some ways. And then Mario Kart 64 came out, and then Rare released Diddy Kong Racing, which was kind of a better game. It's actually kind of insane how well Rare did on the N64 and how generally awesome their games really were. They released Jet Force Gemini, they released Killer Instinct Gold, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark. I know I'm leaving a few games out, but there's so many games that they made that were just so much fun to play. And Rare, they just had a great history with Nintendo. It's no secret that Rare is no longer with Nintendo, so they've kind of been purchased by Microsoft, which at the time blew my mind. I had no idea that was even in the works. It seemed like Nintendo and Rare had a great relationship, and then Microsoft swoops in, takes them away from Nintendo, and then it's like, where do we go from here? Well, games like Banjo-Kazooie and Killer Instinct came out on Xbox, and even the remakes of Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie also came out on Xbox, and that's all fine, but it was different. They didn't feel the same. There wasn't the same like Nintendo quality that you'd expect, and there were some differences to those games. So, going back to the N64, however, Dinosaur Planet was a game in development by Rare that was, again, supposed to be one of the last games on the N64. And from what they were saying, it was supposed to be a game that was very much like Zelda. So having said what I said before, Zelda was one of the most amazing games of all time. Classic, iconic, like thinking back to the release of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I mean, definitely one of the top 10 games of all time, if not top 5. Wonderful game. And the fact that Rare was making a game like that for the N64 had potential to be an even better game than Zelda. How would they accomplish that? I don't know. We'll never truly know. But it was one of those things where I just thought, wow, this is going to be amazing. So let me show off a couple trailers for Dinosaur Planet. At least one trailer, because I know there's at least one that was cool enough. So here's one. It's 29 second trailer, press kit trailer for Dinosaur Planet. And this game never came out, by the way. In the form that you're going to see it in, it never was released. It was a game that was supposed to come out on the N64 and never came out. A version of it did get released, but as you'll see, it was wildly different than what you'll see here. So, Dinosaur Planet. Crystal is a part of this game. She's a character designed for this game. You might know Crystal from a game called Starfox Adventures, but we'll get to that. Don't get ahead of me. Tricky, the dinosaur, is also a part of this game, which, again, you might remember Tricky from a game called Starfox Adventures. We'll get to that. But yeah, those are that's the small trailer that we're seeing for Dinosaur Planet. You'll see the main character here is a cat-like looking character who has a sword. He was heralded as like the Link of this world. He was going to be the savior to this world, Dinosaur Planet. And the villain, I think, was kind of the same as well. The villain was kind of a giant lizard-looking dude. You don't really get a good look at him in this, but he definitely was a part of the game around this time. So I don't think there's any other trailers as far as I know. We'll look at this one real quick. N64 canceled. This one looks kind of cool. There's the villain there. Again, you might recognize him from a game called Starfox Adventures, but he's the big bad villain of this game, and he's whatever his quest is in Dinosaur Planet. We generally don't know, because nothing's ever come out about it. So you can see there's a lot of magic. There's multiple playable characters, by the way. You can actually play as Crystal, which is awesome. And the environments in the worlds are very big. There's puzzles to solve everywhere. That was the idea. Was very much like Zelda was the idea of this game. It just looks cool. And I was obsessed with this game. I was obsessed with trying to find out everything I could about this game because I thought it was going to be a really genuinely awesome title. And we never really got to find out because it never came out. What actually happened to this game was around the time of its development, and right before the GameCube came out. As I understand the story, Shigeru Miyamoto went to Rare Studios and toured the building. While he was there, he saw this game in development. He looked at it and said, that should be a Star Fox game. And when Shigeru Miyamoto tells your team this game should be a Star Fox game and encourages you to make a Star Fox game, you really don't have much say. There's not really much you can do. So this game, unfortunately, got reworked into the title that we know today as Starfox Adventures. So again, you'll notice that the enemy, the big bad guy, the boss battle is the same that you'd notice that was in Dinosaur Planet. Crystal makes an appearance in this game, but the game was very much redone. It's completely different than what Dinosaur Planet was supposed to be. And they really didn't have a lot of time either. The development cycle for Dinosaur Planet had already taken X amount of months or weeks or whatever. But then the repurposing to Starfox Adventures must have derailed them a little bit because the game wasn't the same. It took on a whole different look and feel, and I didn't love it. I thought, okay, they're changing it into a Star Fox game. It'll still be the same kind of thing. It won't change much. Unfortunately, I feel like it changed a lot. And the overall story, the overall feel of the game just wasn't quite the same. They threw in Star Fox Flight games as well, which I guess is fine. But it wasn't quite what I thought Dinosaur Planet was going to be. And for all intents and purposes, it probably isn't what Dinosaur Planet was supposed to be. So, Star Fox Adventures, if you loved it, that's awesome. I thought it did some things right while simultaneously losing the magic that I think Dinosaur Planet would have had. And there were some things I didn't like about it, but overall, I wasn't in love with the game. It kind of fell flat for me. And I know there are people who do, so that's cool. Just wasn't something I super enjoyed. But earlier today, February 20th, Forest of Illusion, a Twitter account that I follow, posted something about the beta for Dinosaur Planet being released and playable on an emulator today. My mind was blown. And that's what we're doing today, is we're playing the beta for Dinosaur Planet. The beta, as I understand, is a build that happened in December of 2001, I believe. I believe Fox McCloud is still the main character in this version of Dinosaur Planet, but it doesn't look the same. It's, as far as I know, it's not the same game as what we got as Starfox Adventures. I think it's a completely different game. So we're going to play that today and try it out and see what it's all about. Because when I was 18 and reading up on everything that I could about this game, I didn't know what to do. Like when they changed it to a Starfox game, several years later I thought, man, that sucks. We'll never get to see that again. And here I am 20 years later, and we're going to be able to play Dinosaur Planet in some way, shape, or form. Maybe not the original full version of the original game or the original concept, but we're going to be able to play something that wasn't necessarily what we got on the GameCube. So yeah, this is insane. Like, there's been a lot of stuff coming out from like GigaLeaks and stuff. Concept art for Yoshi that just looks super deformed and kind of weird. There's a whole beta assets found for Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, which completely blew my mind. And I won't talk about it in this video, but there's a lot of Zelda footage that was being thrown around before Ocarina of Time came out that looked completely different than what we got in Ocarina of Time. And all of those rooms, all of those dungeons, a lot of that stuff is available to explore and play now because someone found it. And it's just insane. So this is such a great time to be like scouring the internet for stuff like this. So we're going to go ahead and load that up right now because I've talked so much already and I feel like I've either lost you or you came for the gameplay. So let's get the gameplay going. I forgot to record all that, but it's fine. We'll get it going. So as you can see, this is the title screen that we saw in the very first on that very first trailer. This is the same title screen. And I don't recall what it was like in Starfox Adventures. So a lot of stuff in this game, I'm going to be honest, I don't remember what it was like in Starfox Adventures. Maybe you're more familiar with it, put it in the chat room or whatever, but I remember... I'll try to talk about what I remember. I thought I had the game, and I don't anymore. I looked over at my game collection over here, and I'm like, let me pull out that Starfox Adventures game so I can look at it. And I looked at it, and I was like, I don't flipping have this game anymore. I must have sold it because I just didn't like it as much. But it is what it is. It's all good. You know about the dev cycle for this game? Yeah. And I was saying that too. I meant to touch on that as well. Is that Miyamoto usually comes up with really great ideas, and for him to come by and suggest this game be a Star Fox game, that's a rare miss for him. Like that's a situation that I wouldn't expect from Miyamoto because he's generally good. He's made some mistakes in the past, sure, and this is definitely one of them. But I don't know what he was thinking, and a part of me is like, this is around that time where the GameCube was about to come out, Star Fox Adventures was about to come out, and if you recall, Star Fox Adventures was the last game that Rare made for Nintendo. So what I think happened is that Miyamoto came into Rare Studios. He saw that Dinosaur Planet was being developed, and he said, "We want to own that game. So change all the characters to Star Fox characters, which we own. So that way we'll own the entire game because we know that we're not going to own the studio for much longer. So we just want to own the characters." I think that's kind of how it happened. But again, I don't really know. I don't think anyone's ever going to know. So I'll change out audio for you here. I thought it was going to be loud. Thank you, though, for letting me know, because I thought it was going to be super loud. So the video that you just watched was basically everything I'd recorded on February 20th when Dinosaur Planet was, I guess, released to the public as a ROM. I tried to play the game on the stream that night, and I was able to do it, but I had a whole bunch of technical issues and all kinds of crazy stuff happened, so I wasn't too comfortable trying to salvage any of that footage, and I thought that in my efforts of showing the game, I could just play it again, and I think I've played through the intro like 3 times now, so pretty much an expert here at going through at least the first part of the game. It shouldn't take me too long to get back to a point where I got stuck, so we'll try to get there again. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get things started, and hopefully everything goes well. I think we're in good shape now. I spent the last 30 minutes trying to get everything fixed up, and I think we got it. So let's go ahead and get it going. So welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do that. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, I think. As soon as we can, really. There's no super goal for it, but we definitely want to get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. I don't know what is going on with this thing. Sometimes it just doesn't want to work. So yeah, I don't. Why? This is exactly what I'm talking about. This thing. I think it's the emulator, but it's fine. We'll just play it like this, I guess. Anyway, so this is Dinosaur Planet. This is the game that I've been fascinated by for a long, long time. We'll go through the intro area, and I between Saturday and today, I was able to watch a playthrough video of Starfox Adventures in that first section of Starfox Adventures, so I'll be able to talk a little bit about how it compares to this game. Should be pretty similar from what I remember. I know on Saturday I hadn't played Starfox Adventures at all, so I really couldn't tell you. But today I think we're in pretty good shape. Let's put our little name in here real quick and get things going. I don't think my analog stick is working for some reason, which sucks because I need that. Let's see. Play this game? Yes. No, I think it's right. So here's the game. I'll try to be quiet during cutscenes and talk during gameplay so you can get the full cutscene. This cutscene is available on YouTube in a very, very low quality because it was the only thing available at the time. But now it's available in much higher quality, so I know this portion starts off very close to the way that Starfox Adventures started, but there are some differences.
From the wizard. Something about a floating mountain hidden within a storm. Why he thinks Princess Pike will be out here, I don't know.
This is the first moment of gameplay. It takes a little bit to load, but when it finally does, you have to shoot these orb things at the cannon. And I guess apparently my analog stick is not right. I'm not going to change it. Now we gotta shoot this thing. I did. Wait, you want to shoot it again? Alright, we're good. I'm not sure who's talking to her. That's a good question. If you're asking who's talking to Crystal right now, I do not know. Maybe it's her pterodactyl? I don't know. Why is this so difficult? There. Alright. For some reason I set this controls to D-pad again. I don't know why I did that. Alright. I might try to change it here in a second. The moon looks pretty cool in this. I have to say, the moon looks pretty much awesome.
Tell the Queen I'll bring her daughter back to Cloud Runner Fortress.
There's a lot of like hidden exposition here that you don't really know. There's a lot of setting up for like the world and everything, I think, which is really cool. Unfortunately, we never get to meet the Queen. I don't think we do anyway. At least not even in Starfox Adventures, as far as I know. Sharp Claw. Tap or hold the Z button to lock the camera onto him. Press the A button to hit him with your sword. B button to dodge his attacks. Kind of the same as what you'd expect from like Zelda or something like that. It's got a lot. It takes a lot of hits before he goes down, but it's all good. So these things will fill up your magic gauge. It's a magic gem. Just walk over them to collect. Keep a lookout as they are not only found on baddies. They are not. They are found on flowers and such too, as we'll come across a little bit later. We've got this crazy egg. Eggs refill your health, your life energy. Simple as that. And you can break these boxes open to get more of those. We don't really need any more though. We've got full health right now. Let me see if I can change the controls real quick. Okay, that should be good. Alright, we're good. Here we get to meet the bad guy. That trailer I showed off earlier is a little bit different. Well, I guess this is the same as you'd see it
General Scale,
in this game,
ruler, tyrant, and dictator of the Sharpclaw.
or the trailer.
And who might you be, animal girl?
My name is Crystal, and I've come for the princess.
You seem a long way from home, Crystal. I can't believe the wizard asked a girl to do his dirty work.
Sexist!
How do you know the wizard?
Let's just say we had a nice little chat, and he's agreed to take a rest for a while. At least until I've taken over the planet.
You coward, Scales! My mother will send an army against you!
Ah yes, Princess Kite. Your mother. Once I've dealt with this animal, then we'll pay your mother a visit. Nice try. But you'll have to kill me before you can save the princess.
So he kind of just teleports himself away. This cutscene is in Starfox Adventures and is a little bit different. I'll explain the difference in a minute.
I'm okay, I think. Now how do we steer the ship?
So this is the longest cutscene I've ever seen for a ship docking at a in an airport, I guess you can call it. So this takes forever. So I'll talk while it's going on. But basically, the way that cutscene played out in Starfox Adventures was when Crystal runs up to confront General Scales, he grabs her by the neck, takes her to the side of the ship, and throws her off. Her pterodactyl, who she just told to go to go tell the queen something, to give the queen a message, ends up saving her, and then she flies the pterodactyl over to this next area. So we don't get this like huge like ship docking, situation. Also in Starfox Adventures, you have to go into this room that's like right down here and grab a key. The key doesn't even help you on this ship at all. It actually helps you in this area. So it's really weird that there's a key for this area on the ship, but it's whatever. So here the ship docks. There's a little bit of a quest to do here, a couple things to take care of, and then move on to the next area. I've done this like 3 times already because I had so much difficulty getting everything to work on Saturday night that I've done this so many times. And we get our first like real gameplay, a taste of real gameplay here in a second. This area is also in Starfox Adventures. It's a little bit, it's a more fleshed out. So there on the screen we saw Crystal's adventure, which implies that Crystal has her whole adventure, an entire adventure dedicated to just her.
I think we've stopped. Crystal, get me out of here!
I'm sorry, Kite. I can't open the cage.
It's okay. I'm not feeling too good anyway.
Such a sad line. Like,
This must be Warlock Mountain. I'll go and find the wizard. He'll get you out.
so Crystal has her own adventure. From what I can tell, it's as large of an adventure. It's as large of an adventure as Saber had. Saber's the other main character, and he would have been like the Link equivalent in this game for like Legend of Zelda and stuff, but they replaced him with Fox, and they just took out Crystal's quest entirely. So I think it would have been way cooler to have Crystal with her own adventure, to give her like this strong female protagonist thing. I think that would have been really cool. And in Starfox Adventures, she ends up getting caught in a crystal. Basically, this whole area it looks different, but they reuse some of the assets from this area. This cave is non-existent, but you do have to come down this area in Starfox Adventures. It just looks totally different, and there's like exploding barrels that you have to use to blow things up. The music's a lot more intense, and it looks like you're in space almost, but it's not quite the same here. When Z-Lock icon appears above on or above a dinosaur means you can interact with it. If the Z-Lock icon is clear, you can lock the camera but cannot yet interact. As you get closer, the Z-Lock icon becomes filled in. You're now able to press the A button and speak with the dinosaur. You could also select an item from your object menu and press the A button to give it to them. So here we got our first dinosaur. I think she just heals him. I think there's like a spell there or
The
something.
wizard will help you.
He can't help me. Our king sent us here to protect him. But Scales appeared.
He did, by the way. So the dinosaurs were sent here to protect the wizard, I suppose. Scales came by and made short work of him. Scales actually had this like domineering like trait about him, almost in the same vein as like Ganondorf, which I found that really cool, and just a darn shame that we didn't really get. Well, maybe we did, but I didn't play it. I don't think I ever beat Starfox Adventures. But Scales could have been a really badass villain, and would have been super awesome. So here, we have to grab this little item, jump on this switch. Classic Zelda puzzle, right? Put it down, and there's basically almost an identical Zelda sound, right? That's crazy. You can get some more health from those barrels. Luckily, those laser beams didn't hurt me anyway.
Come here, my girl.
This guy's calling out to me.
Randall, what happened to you?
It was Scales, but I'll be fine. And what about you?
No need to worry about me. You taught me well.
Did you rescue the princess?
Yes, but she's stuck in a cage on the galleon.
My dear, Dinosaur Planet is in extreme danger. You must take this. This is my spell book. General Scales tore out most of the pages and cast them into the storm.
The first magic spell, a projectile spell. With power from magic crystals, a spell can be used for many tasks. To cast a spell, press the left C button to activate the menu. Press left C button again to highlight the spell you want to use, and press A to cast it. Once a spell is active, press the B button to cancel its power. If you need to use it quickly, hold down the Z button and it will be ready to fire instantly.
Well, they must be scattered all over the planet by now. If you find a page and have collected enough magic energy, you can use the spell.
I'll look out for them, so you don't have to worry about Scales anymore.
It's not Scales I'm worried about. Let me tell you about the history of Dinosaur Planet.
He's just like in this room.
When time was just beginning,
Tell him the
a race
story.
known as the Krazoa ruled this world and much of the universe. Though in a great battle, they and much of the universe were destroyed. And from this destruction came life.
Destruction spelled wrong.
The dinosaurs' god, the great Chimeria dragon, created this world. And since that day, life has been good. At least until General Scales unleashed his army. But there's something else. The King Earthwalker had discovered this sacred place and began to think the ancient texts were hiding something. Maybe the history of the planet was wrong. You must go to Discovery Falls. You'll find some answers there.
But what about you? And how will I find this place?
As long as I stay here, then I'll be fine. The magic within this place is keeping me alive. Search this chamber for an object and use it to escape from the mountain. This will take you to a friend of mine. He'll direct you and the princess to Discovery Falls.
So I got stuck here for like a little while. So magic crystal plant. Chop it down with your sword and gather the magic that drops to the ground. Yeah. Simple as that. Get some magic recharged. I got stuck here for a while. In Starfox Adventures, I forgot to mention that this room back here, this chamber that I'm in now, so that hallway right there, this chamber, this room as well, were present in Starfox Adventures, and you play through them as Crystal. You also, after you're done in here, you step on a panel that takes you up there. I guess I can look. It takes you up here, and then there's like a whole, there's a different area to explore up there as well. But in this version of the game, you don't get up there. He actually says that something else.
There's no time to waste. You must go to Discovery Falls.
You must go to Discovery Falls. So I got stuck here because I didn't know what to do. Turns out there is a... I stepped up here and I saw that that the texture loads when I step up here. So I didn't know you had to shoot that thing until like probably 45 minutes of gameplay after. It took me forever to realize. But all you gotta do is shoot this right here and then that thing comes down. That's all she wrote. If I can get it to aim correctly. Alright, that's close enough. A warp crystal. This crystal is used to power the warp from Warlock Mountain. Use an object, press the right C button to activate the menu, press the right C button again to highlight the object, press the A button to use it. You might try to use the wrong object at the wrong time, but don't worry, it will stay in your object menu until you find the right place to use it. So, I didn't realize... So these are your spells. If you press the right C button, you can select whatever spell you want. I only have one. And then you've got your items on the right C stick. And then you get something else on the... bottom C stick too very soon, so we'll get that. So yeah, when you go up this area in Starfox Adventures, you actually go through like a little trial area and you unlock a spirit. That spirit inhabits Crystal's body for a short time. You come across this shrine and you release the spirit into the shrine. After you do that, a laser beam is shot into a crystal in a nearby chamber. But during this event, there's someone who's like watching Crystal's progress through this cavern, and I guess pushes her into the laser beam, which shoots her into the crystal and captures her in that crystal. It's a really weird way to get Crystal out of the game, but that's pretty much what happened. They reduced the game down to just one protagonist, and that was Fox. And then you don't see Crystal again until like the end of the game, so it's kind of frustrating. That was in Starfox Adventures. Here, she has a whole quest, so... She has a whole mission for herself. We're about to leave this area, but... Yeah, so this area is kind of the same as Starfox Adventures. There's a couple things that are different, I think. Like this cavern, for one. Here, General Scales comes back.
Start the propeller. Now!
Just dips out. Dips out with the princess.
Kite!
So now Princess Kite's gone with General Scales. I think I need to save the game real quick. had some glitches in my original playthrough of this, and I don't want to come across more glitches. Saving the game now is a good plan. Good plan, Blaze. Alright, going up here. This part confused me as well. There's not really a whole lot of, like, direction that the game gives you on what you're supposed to do and when and where. This is one of the few times where they do kind of tell you something, but they don't really give you an idea of what's supposed to go here. When Z-Lock icon appears on or above an object, it means it can be interacted with. If the Z-Lock icon is clear, you can lock the camera but cannot yet interact. As you get closer to the object, the Z-Lock icon becomes colored. You're now able to press the A button and interact with the object. So that little stone that we used to open that door in one of those previous rooms, I brought that stone all the way back here thinking that's what you had to put in here. Completely wrong. You have to use this. In my first time playing, I didn't see that door open either. I guess maybe there was a visual glitch or something, I didn't see it. So I was like, what the hell do I do? And it spent another 10-15 minutes trying to figure out what that did or how to interact with that stone. But all that it did was open this door that's down here. And there's really nothing else to do in this area. I feel like if they had a lot more time to flesh out the character and flesh out the environment, this would probably be like a war zone with fireballs and stuff hitting this temple. It seemed like it wasn't really... Like, there was some kind of battle here, but that isn't made clear through the presentation of this area. I think I like the idea that Starfox presented where the pterodactyl saves you and brings you here rather than you piloting the ship here. But I also think that it makes some sense for you to bring Princess Kite here as well and try to rescue her. But I think this whole area would have been, or the chain of events that led you here would have been slightly different had this game progressed as Dinosaur Planet and not as Star Fox. And they changed up a lot of stuff in Star Fox anyway, so, you know. And I think some things I think were fine and others were not. I think one of the things they changed I didn't like was that they made Crystal a lot more scantily clad. Like, it's like watching the videos of Starfox Adventures, I was like, oh my god, she needs to put some clothes on. Like, it was strange. It was just a strange visual choice to change the way Crystal looked. But this to me is Crystal. This is who Crystal should be. But, you know, we got what we got. So this is the warp pad. You step on here and then you go somewhere else. I think this next scene would probably have a lot more... I don't think you would immediately go to this next portion. I think that you would land somewhere else and then explore a little bit of that area, and then you'd come across this next scene. I think this is just kind of a storyboard of events. This is in the trailer also that we saw earlier in the video.
Ha ha ha! Greetings, stranger! My name is Rubble, and I'm a swap stone. To swap to Saber's Adventure,
He calls it Saber's
Warlock
Adventure,
Mountain, then come and visit me.
which is
I'll
odd.
show you how
considering.
my magic works.
No, wait! I've got to find Discovery Falls.
You've got lots of time to do that. Let me show you how the swap works.
So what's funny is that this guy starts talking and he starts looking at the camera, so I feel like he's talking to me. You'll see that in a second.
Now, don't be scared.
Look, he's looking at me.
Crystal's friend Saber is on the other side of the planet. To complete the adventure, you will have to guide both characters. To do this, you must visit me or my twin brother, Rocky. Do you understand? Good. Now let's swap to Saber.
So now we go to Saber's Adventure, which, as you'll see, is not actually
I sure
Saber's
hope
Adventure.
Brendan's right about this place. If the prince doesn't turn up soon, I think I might freeze to death.
So he's looking for the prince. I'm not sure he knows who he's looking for or what he's looking for, but he's looking for the prince. He'd have to know, I think. Because Saber seems to live on this world. He'd have to know who the prince is. That guy looks familiar, doesn't he? Oh, they're beating him, dude. Oh, no way. And they got him into this dungeon-looking cave thing. And there's, of course, a target on the top of the door. Why wouldn't there be? Alright, so I need some magic. So this is not Saber, as you can tell. Saber looks different, and from the screenshots that we saw from the trailer that I showed you earlier, this is not Saber. So you'll see that also very soon how different it is, and I believe this version of the game is from 2001 December. And I believe that it's right around the time where it's like right after it was that Miyamoto said to change it into a Star Fox game. I think this was their last-ditch effort to say, hey, we think our game is cool. We don't want to change it into a Star Fox game. Here's what we're willing to do. And this was probably something that they used as a pitch to Nintendo to say, hey, our game is... We don't want our game to be a Star Fox game, but we can do this. And then... It probably just didn't work. Nintendo was probably like, no. Make it Star Fox. That's my guess. Of course, there's no evidence to support that, but... This is just what we ended up with. And at this stage in the game... I mean, who knows? Development cycles are weird, right? So... Here we gotta go up here. Oh. Door.
Shut up.
Hey, Scaleface. Pick on someone your own size.
What? Who's that?
I am Fox McCloud, Royal
What?
Knight of the Lilat system. I've come to take the prince back to his home. Hey, wait!
So he must know who the prince is. He recognizes that person as the prince. I'm gonna see if I can save the game here, because the game did glitch up on me last time I played this part, or the first time I played this part. Okay. I'm not sure what that's gonna do or where I'm gonna be. This part was actually kind of crazy because it's really fun. The first time I played it, I didn't know you could hold up to go faster, but you certainly can. But yeah, he introduces himself as Fox McCloud, which is very strange because Fox doesn't live on this planet. He's Royal Knight of Corneria. That was also very strange. Again, I think that was something that they tried to get away with. So Fox will introduce himself as Fox, but voice lines and other recordings still stick to him as being named Saber. And again, I think this whole area would probably be a lot more fleshed out if they'd had time to work through some of the extra areas that they would need. And I think what we're seeing is like, oh Jesus, we're seeing a storyboard version of this game, but all the other areas and all the other details that they would want to add are just not there, because this was just a demo. Of course, it's a beta. You're gonna have glitches, you're gonna have issues and stuff like that. But I think the idea was that they would flesh out all these areas and make these areas just better. So. This is where Saber meets Tricky.
You're lucky it's a hot spring, or you'd be frozen by now.
Why, you little...
I don't know what that
Hey,
was.
I wouldn't if I were you. My dad's a king Earthwalker, and he'll bash you up.
I don't think he'll be doing any bashing. He's been captured. That's why I've been sent to rescue you.
He's been captured?
That's right. So stop moaning and let's get you back to your home.
So, it's kind of strange to me that he just knows that the king's been captured. I think those story elements would have to have some kind of like. Oh, you can see Saber's face when you get some of these things. Let me see if I can get another one. There's a swimming mechanic I didn't know about. So when you grab this in the top right corner, you see Saber's face. It's not Fox. That's cool. But yeah, there's a swimming thing, which I guess even Zelda Ocarina of Time had a swim animation, but I didn't swim a lot when I got to this place last time. Oh geez. There's his face again. It's interesting. This part coming up here is where I got stuck, but I do want to talk a little bit about. I saw a tweet earlier over the weekend. I think it was on Saturday. Somebody who'd said, like, you know, judging by the Nintendo Direct, this is actually very important here. Blue mushroom, they are dinosaurs' favorite food. Being the favorite food means that they do not like to be collected and can only be picked up if stunned. You'll need to feed them to your sidekick if you want them to do anything for you. So, looks like Tricky's about to get fed. Who is shooting at me? Oh yeah, those guys. There's guys that live in these trees. Right there. They'll peek out and shoot stuff at you. I forgot they do that. Yeah, I'm just getting pummeled by these, like, this green goo. Some of the textures, of course, don't work. And that's understandable. But yeah, somebody on Twitter was saying that, you know, the Nintendo Direct that came out was basically just a lot of new IPs that people were not excited about, and how this game probably would have fallen into the cracks. And, you know, I completely disagree with that statement. And let's watch this cutscene here and I'll explain why.
Shh, keep quiet. He's on his own. Maybe we can sneak by.
Tricky don't care. That was cool.
Tricky, are you crazy? Just leave the shop claws to me.
Okay, I'm sorry. Look, my father's been teaching me something. These are my sidekick commands. By using these, I can help you in lots of ways. If you press the down C button, you can activate this menu. Now, press it again to highlight the commands you want me to do. Now press A to activate.
So, the reason I disagree with that is because Rare just had a reputation for making games that were so much better. Maybe not always 100% better than Nintendo games, but, you know, looking at, like, Banjo-Kazooie and Mario 64, like, Mario 64 was a great game and a game-changing game, to be honest with you. Banjo-Kazooie took what Mario did and in some ways, in a lot of ways, did it better, you know? Now there are a lot of people who prefer Mario 64, and that's fine. I don't think that there's any real answer. I think both games are great in their own way. But Rare had a reputation of making just incredible games on the N64. So GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, I think I mentioned a bunch in my intro earlier. Diddy Kong Racing, Killer Instinct. I mean, so many great games. Donkey Kong Country, for that matter, for Super Nintendo. There were just so many, right? And this game had a lot of buzz. That was back during the time when, like, you could go to websites like GameSpot, you can go to IGN, you can read Nintendo Power or EGM Magazine, Electronic Gaming Monthly, and you could actually get information that, you know, on some of these games that were coming out, and that was the only way to do it. So, oops. I got stuck in this part, by the way.
I need more practice.
Tricky says a lot of these are too deep. I don't even know if you can get all of them. But this game would have been really, really cool. It may not have been like a Zelda competitor, but it would have been really cool. So, you know, my thoughts, if they had enough time to flesh this game out and really make it something great, it could have been on par with Zelda. Very much so. Here he digs up something. I don't know what it is. This is farther than I've ever gotten before. I've never seen this next cutscene. Oh. This is really cool. Dude. What do I do? This is really cool, though. Maybe you shoot him? No? Do you shoot above? No? They give you magic. Maybe I can't do it yet. Yeah, there would definitely be an animation there that you'd be able to see, you know, Fox or Saber rather going into the tunnel. I'll come back to that in a second because I think you're supposed to do something there. I don't know what it is. But that cave was awesome, right? That cave looked really cool. Something else here you can do. He may not be able to do it though. Yeah. Oh. I'm not sure what this is. A toy for Tricky. My game froze up when I found that last time. So I genuinely have no idea what to do. Do I... Let's see if I can shoot it over here. So you can't kill this guy. You can hit him with your sword a bunch, but you can't really do anything. Oh, you can talk to him too.
To talk to strangers. I'm too hungry to talk to strangers.
Yeah, boy.
I don't know where he's going. Oh, there's the ball. I just wanted to show off how you can beat how you can slice him with your sword and nothing happens, but I didn't know you could actually. Does Is he mad at me for doing that? That's funny. It doesn't do anything, though. So I may need to come back and figure all this out later. I think this is a very good starting point for the game to kind of show off where we are and what we're doing. Oh crap! It's to show off kind of the first parts of the game. This is probably the first hour of gameplay. Even if you speed run it, it's probably about 40 minutes or so.
I'm too hungry to talk to strangers.
He's too hungry to talk to strangers. So what do you want me to do?
I'm too hungry
Okay,
to talk to strangers.
I have food though. What do you want? I'm not trying to hurt this guy. Tricky's gonna get mad at me. Ah. See if we can do... Oh, this might be something for him. Hold on. Alpine root. Okay. We're getting somewhere. This game is very basic as far as the beta, and of course that's expected, I think. It is a beta, after all. So we got 2 roots. What's wrong with him? Is there another patch that might have a 3rd one? No. We already got that one. I think I got all of them. Alright, let's see if maybe he just wants to eat these. Might be a good place to end it if he does. Cool.
One foot is never enough. I'm starving. Get out of the clearing. Push the boulder from the geyser.
What if it's just 2? It's usually 3. That's the magic number.
That hit the spot. Tell you what, young'un, I'll help you out.
What's this?
Here you are, my boy. This is a
It's a whole map,
of the
okay.
Snowhorn Wastes. You can collect maps from other tribes. I'm sure they'll be useful on your adventure.
Cool. I don't know why it always puts me in that. I'm not doing that. It always puts me in that mode.
Can you find any blue mushrooms? I'm feeling real tired.
Oh man, you really have to feed him. I might need to use those for whatever this is. The block can be pushed or pulled. Once the Z-Lock icon appears colored, you can press the A button and Fox will grab the block. So they changed the text of Fox, but not the voice acting. Or like the cutscene dialogue. Push forwards with the control stick and you'll push, or pull backwards and you'll pull. Except he's not doing it. Do I need to pull first? Am I missing something? I feel like I missed something there. Anyway, I could spend all day trying to figure this out.
Can you find any blue mushrooms?
Maybe Tricky needs to do it. I
I'm
don't think
feeling real
that's probably not
tired.
true. Well, I guess we'll feed him, then save. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this portion of the video. Thank you guys for checking this out and watching the gameplay of Dinosaur Planet. I am still blown away by the fact that we have this game. Never thought we would. Oh, okay, you just press the... You don't have to lock on at all. That makes sense. Never thought we'd have this game. We'll see where this gets us, and then before we do any more puzzles, we'll end the video. But yeah, I mean, I can continue to play through the game if you'd like. Just hit like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts and your memories of this game of Dinosaur Planet, and whether or not you were super disappointed in the game becoming something different, or if you enjoyed Star Fox the way it is. I think there's a lot to be said about both, but I think I would have preferred Dinosaur Planet just because it is what the developers intended. They just didn't have enough time and resources to make it a truly great game. But let me know. And there's other videos on the channel too. There's some Street Fighter videos, Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers. I play all kinds of stuff, and I try to make you guys laugh. So hopefully you'll enjoy the content. Hit like, subscribe. We're on the way to 1,000 subscribers, and we definitely need your help to get there. So definitely hit subscribe. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. My name is Blaze. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll catch you on the flippity flip.